is our mission. And we will not fail.
So congratulations on the 688. How familiar were you at all with this story before signing on to be a part of it?
First of all, let me say your Christmas tree is really pretty.
Thank you so
I
much.
love it. It's very pretty. So this crazy thing happened. I got an email from Tyler Perry, or a text, I can't remember, but he reached out and said like, oh, I have this sizzle reel I want you to watch for something that I think we can work on together. And I was like, that's great. I'm super busy this weekend. Let me watch it on Monday. We'll get together. We'll talk about it. That weekend, I had a bunch of photo shoots, including one for my social media, which was a series I used to do called Black Herstory, where I would dress up as different important women in Black history. My social media director, Emily Kitching, brought me this footage, article, pictures of the 6888 and of Lena Derricotte, who's Lena Derricotte King, who was then, when she was there, just Lena Derricotte. And I was like, let's do it. I want to be her. Let's do it. Let's dress up as her. We rented the uniform. I dressed up. We shot it for Instagram. It was awesome. And I was like, gosh, wouldn't it be cool to do a project like this? I've never seen myself in a story like this because we never see Black women in World War II. A couple days later, I open up this sizzle reel and it's about the 6888. It's a whole feature film about this regiment. And I was like, I'm in. I'm so in.
When passion and opportunity meet.
Yes.
Now, you serve a dual purpose in this project. You are the star of the movie and you're also an EP on the film. How do you balance both roles on a project like this?
Well, I'll say I'm one of the stars of the film because this film is filled with a lot of beautiful, bright stars. But one of my responsibilities as EP was actually to coalesce this group of stars, right? To help these girls kind of bond and get to know each other and feel like they could trust each other and take big risks and show up as their biggest, best, boldest, most creative selves. A lot of that kind of Charity Adams type raising morale and creating a space for them. That was many of the ways that I operated on set. Also as an EP, I was, sort of weighing in on scripts and bouncing ideas with Tyler on different aspects of the story. And it was really such a joy to be there primarily to support Tyler. Like he was our fearless leader, as producer, as director, as writer. I feel like for me as an EP, I was there to support him in his mission and his vision to tell this story in the best way possible.
Now, this is not your first time working with Tyler Perry. You guys have worked together twice before, but what makes working with him so magical?
There's so much about Tyler that's magical, but if I really had to distill it, I would say it's that you can trust him. That he's completely trustworthy. So when he gives you feedback about something, you're not like, oh, what's he trying to say? Or what does that mean? Or can I trust him? Does he have my best interest at heart? Like he means what he says and he says what he means and he never says it mean. He's kind. He embodies that leadership style that I see from Charity Adams that I read about in her book that you witness in the film. He is both fierce and warm. He is intense but compassionate. He has so many of those qualities that I find so admirable.
You've worked on so many projects and you always do a project with conviction. All of your work, at least for me as a fan, is just work of substance. So at this point in your career, how do you go about picking and choosing what it is that you want to do? Because all of it just seems to be so important at this point.
Thank you for saying that. That means a lot to me. I read about this thing that Cicely Tyson experienced. I read about it in her memoir, and then I talked to her about it. And I was so grateful to read it because I felt like it was my experience, but I didn't know how to articulate it. And she talked about reading a script and feeling like it already lived inside her. Like she didn't have to make choices about the character. She already knew who the character was. And then, of course, she would get into an intense process of figuring more out. But that's how I feel sometimes. Sometimes I come across a project and when I hear it, if it feels like a calling back to wholeness, like a calling back to myself as opposed to like an invention of something, if it feels like it already lives in me, then I know it's something that I really am drawn to do and should probably do.
And what about this story are you the most excited for viewers to see?
Oh, God, there's so much that I'm excited for people to see. But one of the scenes that always gives me chills is when the women march through Europe. I know how hard all those actresses, all those background actresses, our lead actresses, they worked with Debbie Allen for hours and hours and hours in the cold and in the morning and the night, like just all the time working to perfect that march, because the real 688, they were flawless. And we wanted to honor them by being that flawless. So that's something I'm really excited for people to see.
Well, well done, as always, in the
Thank
movie. And I
you.
look forward to hopefully speaking to you again. Thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
thank you. Thank you so much.